Welcome back, watch fans. We have amazing news in the world of Rolex. And you know what? What's even more amazing? We have this amazing In Excess song that just came on here. Now, of course, this video is going to be demonetized, but it's worth it. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can pass by the speakers. It's really worth it. Hang on. Let's get this. Suicide Blonde, right? Oh, wait. Too much noise. Okay, we're not going to hear it. All right. Low quality video production is what we do here. We're getting some Miami vibes here now. We are actually an overcast day here in sunny Las Vegas, and we're going to be talking about Rolex. We're going to be talking about Rolex, but first, on the wrist we got the beautiful JLC dual time. That's right, dual time with calendar. And this is in rose gold, and there's even a hunter case back in the back. Is that what they call it, a hunter case back? Military case back that swings open so you can see the movement. And guess what? You get a full deployed clasp. We get on the Camille Fournet strap, bespoke Camille Fournet with, you see the little special edge over there? The end, I should say, bevel tip. Unbelievable, true guys. Do not try this at home. This is professionals only. Now today we're going to be talking about, by the way, this watch, very reasonable. I think I paid $9 for it a couple of years ago. Great watch. Again, we got dual time, 2 time zones. We got Paris time, we got American time, and we're talking Rolex now. Now, what is going on in the world of Rolex? Listen, my good friend Kino has informed me that Rolex, those cockroaches, those cucarachas, you know what a cucaracha is? Google it. So these cockroaches are raising prices on gold models by crazy amounts. I'm hearing like 15%. And this is coming directly from Kino, and Kino did some heavy-duty rimming in Geneva, and he was able to get this information. Kino loves rimming, as does Juan. That's what happens. And by the way, those guys are going to be deported when? January 21st, when El Emperador Trumpo comes into office. Unbelievable but true. Now, what's going on with the Rolex? So here is what we're hearing from Kino, and this is shocking. So what they're doing is they're going to be jacking up the prices, especially on the gold models, the precious metals, especially platinum. Now, what I don't understand is, I'm cracking myself up. Why would they raise prices on platinum when platinum is actually a relatively cheap metal, cheaper than gold? Now, it used to be more expensive. You know that, right? Platinum was always a big premium to gold. It was like, at some point it was, I don't know, 2 to 1, 3 to 1. There was a ratio. That was a whole big thing. And then, by coincidence, yours truly was, when I was a wee lad, I actually worked in the platinum and palladium pit for a gentleman named Tony Selly. That's right, Tony Selly, low-life degenerate floor trader, broker, New York Mercantile Exchange. He fired me for not being Italian. I mean, would you believe it? Unbelievable. The guy hired me, thought I was Italian. I guess it was the summer. I had a tan, I had my hair gelled back, Anyway, that's what happened years back, many years ago. But yeah, platinum, palladium, there was a ratio. People used to trade that ratio. But gold, what do you call it? Rolex should not be raising prices on platinum watches. Why? Because it's a cheap metal. It's not going up. Platinum is dead. Like the watch market is dead. You know how dead it is? It's like Juan and Kino floating face down in a jacuzzi in a gay bathhouse in Chicago with Uncle Chomo, Creepy Curly. That's what that is. And Bathhouse Barry. That's what the market is like. Now, let me tell you something, my friends. Do not be suckered in Now, from what we're hearing from Kino, and actually I think this makes a lot of sense. What he is saying is that the reason they're jacking it up is so that they can then offer you a discount. You know, discount, our good friend discount. So imagine this. So if they jack up the price by 15%, all of a sudden, when you go to your low-life dealer, the AD, they're going to say, hey, we're going to give you a discount. Or actually, if you're going to negotiate, you're a shrewd negotiator. That's right, shrewd negotiator. We're going to have shrewd negotiator like that Lambo guy, the shrewd negotiator. He's going to ask for 30% discount. And guess what? Yeah, they'll give it to you because they raised the price by 15. So really, they're only giving you, if I'm doing the math properly, it's like 12%. I don't know, because it's really, they jacked it up. I said, anyway, you figure it out, right? It's a gimmick. It's a sketch. You know what a sketch is? You know what a pendejo is? It's a guy who sells coral tiles that he steals from job sites in Miami. Unbelievable, but true. And true is spelled T-R-E-U. Unbelievable. Now, gentlemen's, I'm saying the word gentlemen's, because I know Kino and Juan are listening, so we gotta speak in a language they understand. Gentlemen's. Now, don't be window birds. Don't be tomato can lickers and crayon anal inserters. The watch market is dead. Well, actually, you know what? All kidding aside, it's actually not dead for certain watches. For example, JLC prices are up 30% in the last 2 years. That's right, JLC up 30% last 2 years. Unbelievable, true. Models like this, I'm not sure, maybe a little bit, maybe like 15%. But perpetual calendar is up 30% for sure, maybe even 50%. Actually, I would say 50%. Right? So the watch market is actually, as we've been saying for quite a while, it is not a market. It is a market of watches. Just like all real estate is local. Just because real estate prices are down. I don't know, in Austin, Texas, because they got overblown. They're actually rising in other markets. I mean, there's a bunch of other markets like you never heard of where prices are booming for whatever reason. It's all local. Like the AP Cobra, which we talked about. A piece of garbage watch. It's a watch that even Juan and Kino wouldn't steal. I mean, they'd steal hubcaps, but they wouldn't steal that watch. You know who would wear that watch? A groomer, a Pedo Vibes groomer. You know what a Pedo Vibes groomer is? That's the original OC. Unbelievable, but true. The original OC. I wonder who's going to be spending time in a hotel room with. Any young gentlemen from the watch community. Unbelievable, true. But anyway, so what are we talking about? So we're talking about the Rolex market. They're going to be jacking up prices. No, seriously. Okay, all kidding aside, and we do have some fun on this channel. But what you should know is, it's really not worth it for the Rolex precious metals. I'm sorry. It's not high horology. It's basically peasant watches, and they are putting crazy the spread, because it's usually supposed to be a ratio, right, between stainless steel and precious metals, whatever it is, 2 to 1, whatever the number is. Okay, now these guys are because look, gold obviously has been going up, right? The prices have been going up, but there's not that much gold in the watch. Well, actually, there could be. This watch may have like 2 ounces, close to 2 ounces in here. Probably 1.5, because the case back is very big and heavy. The case back, the Snapple, whatever, the flip out Hunter case back is probably an ounce. It's an ounce. Yeah, unbelievable but true. See how good the rose gold looks with green? Now, how do I know this? I saw a guy on Instagram from Miami who does this. He poses with rose gold watches with the greenery out there, and it actually looks quite good. I do have to say, if you were looking for real horology, I'm not here to, you know, pimp a JLC, but I really do believe it's probably one of the truly the best best values out there. And I don't mean to use the word value in like a cheap way, like, oh, it's Kmart or something. No, it's not. It's not Kmart. JLC is legitimately. How would I explain JLC? Jaeger-LeCoultre. How would I explain to them? See, they could do high quality finishing, which they do in some of their lines. But you know what? They don't need to do it. The high quality finishing inside of the we're talking about the finishing on the machinery. It doesn't really matter. On the dial of the watch is where you want it. You want it on the case. You want it on the parts that you see. I don't really care that much if the engine, you know, in my Bentley is you know, hand finished by you know, I don't know, whatever, magical elves or something. I really don't care because I never look at it. Well, I probably should look at it more, but I really don't look at it that much. So it doesn't matter to me. And there's also, you know, these days they put on those plastic covers or whatever, but it doesn't matter to me. As long as it goes, as long as, you know, I hear it, I feel it, the look of the engine, it doesn't matter because under the hood. Now, the only time, you know, the engine fetish kicks in is if you have, like, you know, the Ferrari, the Lambo, even the what do you call it? The Maserati, you know, when they have those really beautiful engines, especially I think when Ferrari made the engines for Maserati for a little while. I mean, those engines are kind of cool, and you want to see them. That's why they put a transparent case on there. I mean, that makes sense, right? But with that said, it doesn't matter. I mean, the look of the engine is like, you know, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So JLC, I think, is one of the great, truly one of the great deals out there. The quality is amazing. The finishing on the dial, everything is there. The movement is, you know, they don't need to decorate the movement on a watch. I mean, you know, it's kind of a mental masturbation thing, the thing with the movements. These movement fetish guys. Movement fetish. Unbelievable but true. Unbelievable but true. This is where OC goes to hang out with young gentlemen. Yeah. Anywho, and anyhow, don't be scammed by Rolex because what's happening is it's really a grift. It really is a grift. Now, all kidding aside, jacking up prices at this point doesn't make a lot of sense. And the production is increasing. That's right, the production is going through the roof. Rolex production is going through the roof. You know, they got the new factories. Patek production is going through the roof. All these guys are cranking out watches like you would not believe. That's right, like you would not believe. You would not believe how much production is increasing. So the fact that they're raising prices now is really just a way for them to... those are not real price increases, okay? I'll put it to you that way. They're not real. They're not legit. Those price increases are just window washing, window dressing for bouquiacs. For bouquiacs like JJ Bouquiac and, you know, all these lowlives. Unbelievable, but true. So yeah, so don't be suckers. The Rolex thing is a bunch of nonsense. Plenty of better watches out there that you can get. I mean, look, if you need a dual time watch, the GMT, Batman, Bad Girl, Homo watches, whatever it is. By the way, Batman is definitely a gay watch. The whole Batman, Bad Girl, it's a whole homoerotic thing. You know, the whole costume. I mean, what kind of straight man dresses up in those costumes? I mean, I know Uncle Chomo, Creepy Curly, and OC like to dress up, but I mean, most people don't. Most gentlemen, as Juan Kino would say, don't. So, bottom line is, don't be suckers. Rolex, if you want a real dual time, you get a JLC. You got, look at this. You got a calendar. You got a power. I don't really care about the power reserve. And you see, you got the cities, right? You can move the other button. You move the cities, and the thing moves with it, right? It's great. It really is. So I think this thing with, you know, if you want to be a lemming, you want to be a tomato can, you want to be a crayon eater, you want to be like Juan and Kino. By the way, that Juan guy, just so you guys know, that Juan guy, he's got the worst fucking taste. I mean, that guy, I mean, look at that guy's house. He's got those cheap Botero prints Erte prints, like he got those at a flea shop, one of those what do you call it, flea market shops, pawn shop, not pawn shop, what do they call it, thrift shop, there we go, thrift shop in Boca. I mean, this looks like it came out of like a 80-year-old lady's estate from Boca. I mean, those prints that he has hanging on his walls from the 80s, they're all, if you look closely, you see that, especially the Botero one, it's got a lot of sun damage. That's right, it's got sun damage because, if you hang that stupid cheap print, that glass, it's not even glass, he's got plexi, he's got cheap frames, those cheap vinyl frames, literally cheap vinyl, the lacquer, that cheap black lacquer 80s vibe. They were exposed to sunlight, they were damaged by sunlight, because he probably doesn't even have UV. First of all, the plexi doesn't have UV protection because it's cheap garbage, and his windows in his trailer park don't have UV protection. He probably doesn't even have curtains. So that bukyak, that cockroach, that pendejo, so this guy's got terrible taste. Basically, he buys these like hype watches. I mean, whatever the hype watch of the year is, this is what this guy collects. Like, what does he have? The Nautilus. He's got Daytona. I mean, the usual suspects. The usual suspects that a bukyak would buy. I mean, it's like that guy OC. Except the difference between Juan and OC, the Okuk, is the Okuk basically is looking to groom young gentlemen, whereas Juan, he already has Kino, so I think he's monogamous with Kino. I think they have a monogamous relationship. They might be married, legally married. Unbelievable true. I think basically his watches are like whatever the hype watch is, he just buys. This guy has no taste. I mean, the guy is serious. Okay, all kidding aside, Juan is Basura from La Isla del Cucarachas. I mean, really, this guy's from the La Isla del Basura y Cucarachas. Think about it. I mean, the guy is what does he have? The watches that he keeps flexing. He's got a bunch of basic bitch Rolex watches. I think he bought the what is it? The white gold blue dial GMT. What is it? The Cookie Monster, I think they call it. What a piece of garbage. I mean, that's the one watch you don't want. I mean, don't be scammed by this guy. It's really terrible. This guy should be banned from YouTube. That's what should happen. And when he gets deported by Trump, he's gonna be doing his videos back from his boat as he's rowing back to La Isla del Cucarachas. Remo, papi, remo.